Creating a landscape planting palette consisting of both native and near native plants is the absolute best way to ensure the safety and well-being of pollinators and their habitats. Pollinators are an extremely important resource that we must protect. Let's talk about that. In a study published by the Journal of Applied Ecology in 2015, it was found that gardens rich in native and near-native plants attracted a greater number of pollinators than exotic plants alone. This study calls to the current literature on hoverflies, which shows that the hoverfly populations are especially dependent on the plant makeup of residential areas. This tells us that providing rich, biodiverse plants in residential spaces is a worthwhile cause. But why are pollinators so important? For one, the annual value of native pollinators to agriculture is estimated at nearly $8 billion in the U.S. alone. Pollinators provide valuable ecosystem services to us humans, not to mention how beautiful they are. So what kinds of native and near-native plants need to be included to ensure biodiversity for our friends the pollinators? One study completed in suburban environments in 2018 found that woody plants are highly bee attractive. Even near-native woody plants that could flower in seasons when native blooms were scarce attracted bees. Here's a look at Calicarpa americana, aka American beautyberry, a native woody shrub. Other important species to include are wildflowers, such as milkweed, coneflower, and wild indigo. Mixes of native and near-native seeds to ensure year-round bloom, which is important in making sure pollinators are protected all year long. Not to mention how aesthetically pleasing wildflowers are. Check out this gorgeous coneflower. Now, let's talk about messy plants. It's been found that flowering weeds, though often deemed undesirable, provide food for all pollinators in urban landscapes. Plants like dandelions and white clover attract our friends the pollinators. Hoverflies, honeybees, and wild bees absolutely love dandelions, for example. I know what you're thinking. Those plants are weeds. They look messy and unkept. Let me share with you a concept called messy ecosystems or relief frames. This idea from Joe Nasser says that we can make messy looking yet valuable plants look intentional and beautiful by surrounding them with orderly, neat frames. This can look like mowing a strip of lawn or bordering beautiful cobble around a naturalized field of clover and dandelion. This moves what might look unkept and forgotten to a clearly designed, intentional environmental tactic. Here are some examples of what that might look like. Here's a few points to remember when picking plants for a residential space. Pick a variety of native and near-native plants that bloom year-round. Include layers of vegetation with different heights, from trees to shrubs to flowers to grass. Every layer is important for pollinator habitats. Bare soil patches provide important opportunities for burrowing pollinators. A variety of color and shape is also important. Bumblebees prefer purple and white blooms, while assassin bugs like umbel-shaped blooms. Make sure that there are resources of moisture, like in cup-shaped leaves or stone bats. And if you want to go the extra mile, put up insect boxes. These can also provide valuable education resources if you pair them with signage. So, I hope I've made it clear how important plant choice is for our pollinators. I hope you'll consider a biodiverse plant palette of native and near-native species. Our friends the pollinators will thank you for it.